What if an AI could understand what you mean, not just what you say? To actually reason and adapt like a person would. Well, let's get right into it because we're about to look at an AI that is taking a huge step in that exact direction. Okay, so check this out. A person gives this simple, kind of funny command: find the tomato house. Now, your typical AI would be totally lost, right? It'd be looking for a house literally shaped like a tomato. But SIMA 2, it does something different. It actually thinks. It goes, okay, tomato house, ripe tomato. That must mean the red house down the street. That's not just following orders, that's genuine interpretation. It's a little spark of common sense. And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. How does an AI bridge that massive gap between the words we type and what we actually want? The answer, it turns out, isn't just about throwing more data at the problem. It's about a completely new way of learning. To really get how it pulls us off, first we've got to see just how big of a deal this new approach is. I mean, the proof is in the numbers, right? Now this slide gives us the two most important pieces of the puzzle. On the left, you've got its raw success rate, basically how often it gets the job done compared to the last version. And on the right, this is the real test. How does it do in worlds it has never, ever seen before? Let's zero in on that first chart. The old version, SIMA 1. It had a success rate around 31%. Not bad. But then you look at SIMA 2. Wow! It doesn't just nudge that number up, it more than doubles it. 65%. I mean, just let that sink in. That's a massive jump. This isn't some small yearly update we're talking about. It's a gigantic leap forward, and you can see it's getting so much closer to that human baseline. The gap is really starting to close. But honestly, this is where my mind was blown. Look at its performance in totally new environments, games like Aska and MindDojo that it was not trained on. SIMA 1 kind of struggles, but SIMA 2, it's a whole different story. This tells us it's not just memorizing how to win at a few games. It's learning skills that it can take anywhere. It's actually learning how to learn. So, the million-dollar question, how does it do it? What's the secret sauce that lets it build these general skills? Well, the answer is kind of revolutionary. It teaches itself. Let's pull back the curtain on how this whole thing works. This image just says it all. On the left, the AI is trying to put out a campfire, and it fails. It has no idea what to do. But now look at the right. After a whole lot of self-training, and this is the key part, with zero human help, no extra data, it figures it out. It tried, it failed, it thought about it, and then it succeeded. And this whole process has a name. It's called self-generated experience. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. The AI is its own student and its own teacher. It literally gives itself homework, tries to do it, and then grades its own paper to figure out how to do better next time. And this is the engine that drives all of that. It looks complex, but it's pretty simple when you break it down. You've got the agent, that's the player. You've got a task setter, think of it as a coach that comes up with new drills. And you've got a reward model, that's the referee that decides if it was a good play or bad one. They all work together to create this ever-growing library of experience that the agent learns from. It all boils down to this really elegant and powerful loop. Step 1, the agent tries something. Step 2, based on what just happened, the coach sets a new, smarter goal. Step 3, the referee judges the outcome, pass or fail. And step 4, the agent takes that feedback, learns from it, and goes right back to step 1, just a little bit smarter. It's like a perpetual motion machine for learning. Okay, so this self-learning thing is incredible, but what's the bigger picture? This goes way beyond just getting good at video games. It really points to a future where AI is way more general and adaptable than anything we have today. And just look at this. Here, SIMA 2 is in a world that was created by a completely different AI. This world didn't even exist when SIMA 2 was being trained, but still, you give it the command, fly to a red flower, and it just does it. It understands the goal, it understands the world, and it pulls it off. I mean, that is the ultimate test of adaptability. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this huge shift in how we think about AI. We're moving away from the old way where you had to painstakingly train an AI for every single little thing. Instead, we're building an AI that you can pretty much drop into any digital world, and it can just figure it out on its own. And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought for the future, doesn't it? We're right on the edge of a new kind of AI, one that feels less like a simple tool and more like a partner. An AI that doesn't just do what it's told, but one that can learn, adapt, and explore these incredibly complex worlds right there with us. You have to wonder, what kinds of things will that make possible?